What's up guys? So today we're going to be doing an update on my 98 Toyota Supra. It's going to be on the paint. This was painted by Mako a year ago. So I'm going to go over how it has handled the past year and a little bit of like what it cost and whatnot. But first we're going to go ahead and start this bad boy up and get it out of the garage so I can move to the center of the garage so we can get a better look at it. Now we got to move the Quick Silver Supra, so cold start up on an NA5 speed. Alright, now that the car's in the garage, I'm also going to be filming on my GoPro Hero 8 Black and see if the video quality is any different. But as you can see, the paint still looks really good after a year. So the cost of this paint job was, I think it was either $2,400 or $2,300, and that included them removing the quarter glass. And I had to replace with new quarter glass that didn't encompass the price of the quarter glass. The quarter glass alone I think was like $500 or $600, but that was something I bought separately. I did take this car apart quite a bit. I had the bumpers off, I had all the trim off, I took the window seals out, so this way it was a much better paint job. Alright, switching to the GoPro. I don't know if the video looks any better or not. I guess I'll know once I edit the video. I also replaced the headlights on it with brand new ones. Got the carbon lip from Titan Motorsports. But the paint turned out really, really good. Now mind you, this has not been wet sanded or buffed. This is the way it came out of the booth. I was there taking pictures and filming a lot. There is a little bit of orange peel, which obviously would come out if you wet sanded and buffed it or did like a paint correction, but really it's not noticeable, and this type of color kind of hides really anything. Really, even when the car is dirty, it still looks really good. Comment down below what you think of the GoPro footage compared to my regular camera. Back to my regular camera. So again, it was about $2,300 or $2,400. I did take all the moldings and whatnot off so that it would end up being a much better paint job. The rear, they were able to pull and tape up, and the front windshield, I actually removed it and then had a windshield company put in a new seal. So I tried to go the extra little bit I could to get the best results. And like I said, I mean, when I tell people I had this painted and I say it was done by Mako, they just laugh because they don't believe it. The paint turned out really good. You can kind of see some of the orange peel maybe. The camera's not really picking it up, but very little in the paint. So the question is, would I recommend Mako to paint a car? Yes and no. Obviously you have to do some research and go to different locations. I went to about 4 locations before I found the one that ended up painting the car. you've got to look at their reviews, but also go in there and look at the cars they're painting, even their cheaper ones that they're painting for $500-600, and see what type of quality they're doing on those cars, because realistically it's the kind of quality you're going to be getting on your car whether you spend $500 or $2,000. So another reason the price of this was a little bit higher was because there were a lot of little dents around the car that they had to pull. Nothing major, but it all added up. They charged like $50 a dent to go ahead and remove those. So totally worth it. I would definitely do it again. The quotes I got to paint this originally were between $6,000 and, believe it or not, $25,000. It's mind-boggling that people pay that much to paint a car, because really it doesn't add any value to it. That's the way I looked at it, and that's why I chose to go with Mako instead of doing one of those high-end paint jobs, because it really doesn't add any value to the car unless it's an extremely low mileage collector car, and even then you should still question paying that much for a paint job, because at the end of the day you can't take this off and sell it. It's part of the car. It's not like wheels where you can unbolt them and sell them and get some of your money back. So it's something you have to factor into when you're building a car or doing a project car. Plus, if you have kids or if you leave this thing parked out, things could happen to it, and I couldn't sleep good at night having a $10,000 paint job and the car getting scratched or something. With the cheaper paint job, I can drive it, enjoy it, and not really mind as much, and not have to worry about what happens to the car and whether or not a lawnmower throws a rock at it. So after a year, the paint still looks great. I have zero complaints about the work that they did. Like I said, if you're considering doing a Mako paint job, just take the time to go to a handful of them and check out the reviews online. The one I went to was, I think, a 4.9 out of 5 with hundreds of reviews. So I also looked at the work they were doing there on the cheaper paint jobs and the more expensive ones. I was very happy with what I saw. And really, if you wet sanded and buff this, it would look even better, but I'm fine with it like this. I would definitely do it again. Remember to really think it out on your build to see whether or not it makes sense to spend a lot of money on the paint job. But I'm very happy with it, and I will leave the information to that Mako down below. If you're local to my area, you'll be able to go get your car painted there. So I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.